What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex and you're watching Ragin Nation Mail. This is just a web series where I open up the mail from the Ragin Nation. This is episode number 86, and the first letter that we're going to open is from Bobby Morrison. So let's check it out right now.
Dear Alex Yu, I have some questions about TF4 and the story of Transformers. In TF4, why didn't they ever talk about what happened to Sam? They did it in TF3 when Michaela was not going to be in the film anymore, so why did they not say anything about Sam?
To be completely honest, I don't think it was important at all in the script. It really would not have added any value or contributed to the story if they talked about Sam. As a matter of fact, they did talk a lot about the events of what happened between Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction, and those events and that backstory is actually a lot more important than what actually happened to Sam. As a matter of fact, we already have an idea of what happened to Sam when Optimus Prime has a recording that says all Autobots cease contact with all humans, which includes Sam. So Bumblebee had to leave from his contact with Sam, and therefore that's what happened to Sam. He had to go off on his own way while the Autobots did their own thing because it was just too dangerous. So that is actually already a mention of Sam, but they didn't use his name. But actually that already says a lot. So the events of what happened between Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction is actually a lot more important to the story than what actually happened to Sam. Alright? The next question is...
Now, my question about the story of the Transformers is that in G1's show, the Transformers were already split into factions and they came to Earth looking for energy, but they did not know what Energon was, and it was, in the show, that Energon was energy from our power grids, but in other shows, Energon is the blue blood of the Transformers.
I've never actually watched a whole lot of the other shows of the Transformers. I mean, I watched G1, I watched Robots in Disguise, which was very different, and now I'm watching Transformers Prime. But I think that, the main reason why they didn't know what Energon was on Earth is because Earth is a foreign planet. Energon on Cybertron is one thing, but Energon on Earth had to be converted from something else. Okay? So there was never really Energon on Earth. They had to create Energon through other various energy sources. Alright?
Also, the Autobots and Decepticon talks as if Orion Pax did not exist, and that the Transformers always changes. Like in Beast Wars, the Autobots and Decepticons called themselves by animal names and were animals and acted like they came from a Cybertron and just animal Transformers on it. And in Transformers Animated, the Autobots, as we know them, are maintenance workers. And in Transformers Prime, Cybertron is how I know it from the IDW comics, and in the movies, Cybertron looks like a ball Rubik's cube, and in the IDW comics, when Cybertron got revived, it destroyed all the cities, and now when any side tries to come home, Primus, aka Cybertron, attacks them.
Okay, so, I see what you're getting at. Why is everything so different? How come the origins of Transformers and Cybertron is so different? Well, every iteration of Transformers has been different. Whether it's G1 or the movies, Prime is very different. It almost feels like a continuation of where Dark of the Moon left off, but essentially it's an entirely different thing. Alright, so every iteration of Transformers will have a lot of changes of where they come from, who their creators are, but the core and foundation will always be G1. Okay?
Now I have some TF5 news. On Facebook, I found out from a movie page that Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox is supposed to come back into play with Mark Wahlberg and his kid and the boyfriend, and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley is supposed to show too. I think by putting all these characters in this movie might be the last, but I heard from another site that there's supposed to be 10 Transformers movie, but that'll all happen in Transformers 5 works out. I also heard that Trypticon, Metroplex, Primus, Omega Supreme, and Unicron, Destroyer of the Worlds will show up between number 6 and 10. This might be wrong information, but Cybertron was in the third movie, so why not? I also heard, but this is all just speculation, that in one of the movies Cybertron will transform and fight Unicron, and Metroplex will help Omega Supreme fight Trypticon. I know that this might be all fake information, but wouldn't that be cool? They really need to bring Trypticon back because people don't really know him. We know Metroplex and Omega and Primus, but in Transformers War for Cybertron, that was the only time Trypticon showed up, but in the second game, Trypticon was turned into the Nemesis, and Soundwave said he couldn't be turned back, but some fans say that Bay will change that story. I know that Trypticon was a bad guy, but he didn't have a toy except for a small figure in that G1 showed that, but the only figure he got, so would be nice if he got another figure, because Takara Tomy did a 2 feet tall Metroplex and a remodel Mega Supreme figure from the G1 line, but no Trypticon. Trypticon's figure was just his beast mode, but didn't even move. He was either a keychain or a little action figure that you would put up on your dresser, so he needs a better toy. That's all of the news I have. Sincerely, Orion Packs, but don't say this, but it's Bobby.
Okay. Okay, well, Trypticon actually had a toy. He was a G1 Tyrannosaurus Rex, which was the equivalent of Metroplex, because Trypticon had a robot or a beast mode, and then he had a base mode and I guess an attack mode or something like that. But Trypticon did have a decent toy back in the G1 days. Now, as for this rumor you heard, it's all rumor and speculation, and it's just fans having fun with their ideas, but nothing is solid. There is no official news about Transformers 5. There is no official news about when Transformers 5 is coming, or if it's even coming at all within the next 3 years. Okay, so that is all that there is to know about Transformers 5. Even my road to Transformers 5 web series is all just speculation, but it's always fun to speculate. I mean, you let your imagination run wild and anything can happen, okay? So, you have sent me something very interesting, and this is a catalog for Halo Mega Bloks. Alright, so thanks a lot. Thank you very much. We're going to open up the next letter, and that would be from... I don't know who this is from, but we will open up this letter right now. Okay.
Hi, my name is Jordan Sparrow, and I am a fan of Transformers, and I have a lot of toys, and I can draw. Turn to back. Also, I am 11 years old boy.
Whoa, it's Speed Racer! Check that out! Alright, thanks a lot, Jordan. Very, very happy that you took the time to write to me. It is very, very cool. And now we're going to open up another letter from Bobby Morrison. Alright, so check that out. It's got a lot of cool stickers. Alright, and on the front and the back. So here we go. This is probably part 2 of your mail series. Okay, so here we go. I actually have lost track of which order these are supposed to be read in. Oh, okay, here we go. This is
I'm writing in Cybertronian on top of the words, but not all the war. Oh, okay. Dear Alex Yu, I saw Transformers Are Dangerous webpage, and I took one of the posters of Optimus Prime and made a modification to the poster. I'm putting it on another page for the new Transformers 5 movie coming out soon. Do you think they will add Wheeljack? He's my favorite Transformers. Out of all the Autobots and Decepticons, I noticed that Drift is kind of like Transformers Prime Wheeljack because he has swords and does not like using guns unless it is totally called for. I hope that they make Wheeljack like the Transformers Prime Wheeljack. I don't really like the 80s Wheeljack because he was more like a Transformers Prime Ratchet, old and grumpy, and he never really fought or proved his mettle. All he really did was make the Dinobots, and then they turned on him and destroyed him. I also don't like the things on the other side of his mouth. It never shows his mouth, so the Transformers Prime Wheeljack is better because you can see his mouth.
Okay.
And what he is thinking. I like Wheeljack so much that I renamed one of my wreckers from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Mostly because I forgot his name. Are you going to keep making updates for Transformers 5 movies? I hope you are because I like them very much. Sincerely, Bobby Morrison. P.S. I am putting in an extra wheel for Nemesis Prime.
Okay, so... what do we got here?
Autobots here to protect Earth. Do not report alien activity on Cybertronian kind.
Here are the 2... Wheeljacks. We got G1, we got Transformers Prime Wheeljack, and here is his creation. Check that out. Pretty crazy looking. That's all I gotta say. It's pretty crazy looking. And here is Cybertronian Alphabet. Alright, looks like Bobby studied Cybertronian and has got the Cybertronian alphabet down. Now, with your comments about Wheeljack, I actually like Wheeljack in both G1 and Transformers Prime. I thought that the Transformers Prime Wheeljack is a very different version of the original Wheeljack. He's completely different, and you might as well name him Drift. You're right. Drift and Wheeljack are very, very alike, as like Transformers Age of Extinction. Drift and Transformers Prime Wheeljack are very, very alike. They use double swords. They're samurais. They don't use guns. But actually, Wheeljack did a lot in G1. But the thing is that Wheeljack is not coming back for Transformers 5 because Wheeljack was originally Q. Okay, Q was originally Wheeljack in Transformers Dark of the Moon. Okay, that was the whole purpose of his character, is to be that Wheeljack character, but for some reason they didn't want to name him Wheeljack, they named him Q instead, which is totally fine, and I don't mind that. I mean, it looks like, you know, Q, even if they deny that it was Wheeljack, he's a version of Wheeljack, or he was inspired by Wheeljack, and they didn't want to call him Wheeljack. So I really don't mind that, but he's not coming back for Transformers 5, okay? So, there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. I'm only gonna read 3 letters for this episode, and that's it. If you want to contribute to Ragin Nation Mail, you can do so. My P.O. box is on the description box below. And stay tuned for the next episode of TF4 Talk. We're gonna talk more about Transformers Age of Extinction because there's actually more to talk about. Alright? And that's all I gotta say in this video. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
For the movie truck.
Okay.
Put your right hand there.
Right hand there. Okay. And
Then go.
okay.
Swing your left leg up.
2, 3.